Hi, I'm Mark Enns with the Department of Animal Sciences at Colorado State University, and one of the faculty here at CSU involved with the CSU Center for Genetic Evaluation of Livestock. Now, one of the things that I often get questioned about is, what does a zero EPD mean? And in this short audio-visual presentation, I'd like to explain that and give you some background. Now, one of the first terms we need to understand is that zero represents the base population. Okay? And the base is the level of genetic merit associated with a zero EPD. So we work a lot with different livestock organizations to calculate EPD. And what we do for each of those societies or associations is to actually determine what is the best meaning of the base population and where do we set a zero EPD to be equivalent to. Okay? Now, the zero EPD is dependent upon the animals we select for the base population. And typically, in many of our associations, that population of animals are the animals where we don't know anything about their parents. Okay, and so if we think about that from the context of the Alpaca Owners Association, it's likely the animals that were the original imports into the population, or other animals that where we don't know anything about their parentage. Okay, so that is the base population for AOA. The animals that do not have any parentage information. Okay, and so if you take that population and think about what is a zero EPD for each trait, it's the average genetic merit of that base population of animals. So for AOA, it's the animals with no parentage information. Okay, and that zero EPD represents the average genetic merit of that group of animals, with unknown parentage. Okay, so for example, let's say an animal has a zero EPD for fiber diameter. That then means that that individual's genetic merit is the same as the average of all of the animals in the base population. So really what a zero EPD and establishing a base is doing for us is setting a foundation upon which we can measure genetic change over time. We know what the average genetic merit of the base population of animals is, and we can look at how different is this particular animal that I produced from the average of the original imports. Okay, and so if we look specifically at AOA, the animals comprising the base, for Huacaya, there are 3,896 animals included in that average that sets the meaning of zero for any trait. I use the example of fiber diameter, but this is just for each of the traits for which EPD are available. For Surrey, it's a little over 1,000 animals. Now, what we did when we first developed EPD for AOA is we established the base in 2014. So those were animals that were in the 2014 analysis for which parentage was unknown. We lumped those animals together and said if we take the average genetic merit of those animals, we're going to set it equal to zero, and moving forward, everything will be predicated on that base. So this is a base population of animals. Some of the groups that we work with set it to an average of animals born in a particular year. I know one association sets their average to all animals that were born in 1972, and everything deviates from that. Okay, when you think about what a zero EPD means. And so hopefully this tells you something about what is occurring in the AOA analysis and what a zero EPD means. If you have an animal with a zero EPD for a particular trait, that is equivalent to the average genetic merit of those 3,896 animals in the Huacaya base population, or if you're breeding Surrey, the 1,092 animals in the Surrey population. So hopefully that gives you a bit more clarity on the meaning of zero EPD and what the base represents. And I appreciate your time. If you have other ideas and other questions for which you would like addressed in these audio-visual presentations, please send those to mark.enns@colostate.edu. Thank you and have a good day.